Hey guys, Warhammer painting vlog number, whatever number it is, and I'm sorry I haven't really put up a video. I am truly sorry because I can't say I've been busy because I haven't. I haven't painted anything. I haven't felt that I haven't gotten the interest to paint anything at the moment, but I've got it back at the moment, so I'm interested in painting again. So all the time that's going, I'm going to continue painting stuff, and I've got a couple of things to show, well, one thing to show, then a question to ask every single one of my subscribers. I'd like a comment from as many of you as possible, no matter what. If just you know, give me an answer. It'd mean a lot because it is quite important to me. And the first thing is that I have been painting. I started on my Imperial Guard a bit more because I did have those 20 Cadians, and so I've painted one of them. Started on the second. Started with my paint scheme, and I'll show you pictures at the end. And then I've started making a base for them. So and that kind of leads me on to my next question really, is everybody's on about doing commissions and the blue table thing and about price, and it got me thinking. It's like, if I did do commissions, I've had a couple of people, you know, send me messages on YouTube and that, saying, oh, you should go into doing commissions and such. Just how much would you guys actually pay for my works? Like, I wouldn't do what blue table and some of the others are doing, you know, doing levels. It'd be one level only, and that'd be my best. I wouldn't do lower levels because I don't really know how to do lower levels, you know. I'll paint to whatever I can, the best of my ability. I'll paint it as much as well as I can. So so what I would end up doing is painting to my best of my ability. So what you've seen me paint before, my Space Marines and the Black Coach and all of those other things, it would be to that quality. And I probably draw the line at doing tanks because I don't enjoy doing tanks at all, and they just don't come out as well as my miniatures. So that'd be, you know, a Black Coach would be all right because it isn't really tank shaped. It's more, there's more figurines on that. And so just tell me what you think. I'll show you a picture of my display board thing that I'm doing for my Imperial Guard at the moment, and just tell me what you think and how much you would pay for this sort of thing. So this is the display board. That's right, the Sentinel goes in there. And there's the first Imperial Guard. He isn't glued down or anything, he's just got a bit of blue tack on his foot to hold me in place, as I haven't really decided on the placement, but it'll probably be about there. And here's the one I'm painting at the moment. I'll show you pictures. I'll put pictures at the end so you can see in better quality. And just how much would you pay for this sort of thing? Of course, you know, my personal ones, I don't play the game, so these would be glued to the base, but I could do the other models like this in some way or something. So I always on hand, just wait a minute. I always have these bases ready-made on hand if I ever need them for something. So, you know, I'd make bases like this for you, or bigger, you know, if that's allowed in the game, bigger than this. But I mean, as you can see, there's a standard base, and then I'll put the cork over the top. So just tell me, so you know, I can make these really quickly, and you know, put whatever you want on top of them, any design. So if it you know entails putting different foliage on it, then I probably have to put that in the cost of things because I don't have any money for the outline costs of any of this. So so if you think that you would, you know, just if this is a hypothetical question, so if there's a lot of interest, then I might think about doing it, you know, painting a couple of models and put them on my eBay or something and just see how that goes. But what would you guys pay for such a thing, you know, like say, I would always do a display board with the models, you know. I think that'd probably be a given. It'd cost like an extra bit of money, but I'd be more, you know, the standard models by themselves, I would find a price for them, what you would pay, and then after that, you know, display board would be a bit more, but not much more because I enjoy making them. So that's why I wouldn't do tanks, because I just don't enjoy doing them. So, you know, just say what would you pay for what I've got here. So say it's the 5 Imperial Guard plus the Sentinel, or whatever, saying, you know, you could play with. So say 10 Imperial Guard, 5 Imperial Guard, or whatever. So what would you pay for what I'm doing right now, and that is the Sentinel with 5 Imperial Guard and the display base, and say that they were removable on these bases here, so you could actually play them in the game, because I know that's quite important to most of you. And so just tell me what you think of it. You know, what would you know, rationally pay to, you know, to have them? So I wouldn't overcharge, you know. That's why I'm asking you guys, what would you happily pay? So I'd want to make money, I wouldn't want to break even, because, you know, although I'd enjoy painting the models, you know, breaking even isn't any good for me because I don't have a job. So breaking even, doesn't do anything. You know, all I'd want is enough money made out of this to, you know, keep me going a little bit. I don't have any bills to pay or anything, so tell me what you think. It means a lot. So I'd like all of my subscribers to, like, even if, you know, 10 or 20 of you say something, there's bound to be 10 or 20 people that watch all of my videos. They don't miss one. So if, you know, all you 10 or 20 people do tell me what you think, it would mean a lot. I might get interested in doing it. So I might, you know, paint up 10 Imperial Guard and then sell them on eBay and see how they do. So and then I'd just like to know what you guys, you know, probably know more about how much a painted model would be worth. I just know how much a model is worth from the box, so how much you think my painting would be worth. So I don't think I'm a brilliant painter still. I think I'm a good painter, but, you know, you guys give me a lot of credit. So and I'm thankful, really thankful for that. That when I put these videos on, I didn't expect you guys to say, "Oh yeah, you're a really good painter." I expected to say, "Oh yeah, nice models," like you say to everyone. Everybody's got nice models from me, but I didn't expect you guys to say that I was really good. So I am very grateful for all of that. You know, everybody on here that's, you know, given me a shout, I've all said that I've paint good models. So I'm very happy about that. So one more thing to add about the price of things, and that is the models themselves. I wouldn't, as I said, I don't have any money to go out and buy the models, so you'd have to forward me the money or send me the models. So it'd probably be best if you sent me the money, because, you know, you'd have to pay for shipping to get it over here if you lived in another country, and that just put the prices up. So, and plus if you're in America, the prices are cheaper over here for the models, so you'd save a bit of money again. So, but not including the price of the models. So you sent me the models, all that's done. How much would you pay for me to do something like this? You know, a base. You know, you could have anything. You could have it like my black coach. You could have it like the Space Marine. But I mean, I don't know what's legal in the game, so you'd have to tell me what was legal in the game, and then I would do it. Or you could ask me to do it as a display. So like, I'm not the best on display bases, so don't expect, you know, some of the amazing stuff you see on here. But I mean, you've seen my videos before, and you know what I'm capable of or not capable of. You know what I'm good or not good at. So as I said, I'd paint the models to the best of my ability. So you know, look at my videos and see, you know, would you be happy to pay for models that look like that? So I've probably been rambling on for a bit too long. So look at the still pictures at the end, so you get a better idea of the quality of the models you'd be receiving. And just, you know, I really do hope some of you do say something, and, you know, a couple of you would say how much you'd be willing to pay. So you know, that includes, you know, assembling the model, painting it and everything. How much you would pay for such a set? You know, 5 guardsmen or 10 guardsmen and an Imperial, you know, a sentinel. So so I wouldn't paint armies, or I would paint armies, but you'd have to expect to wait a while, because I'm a very slow painter. It takes me about, well, to give you an idea, when you see this man with the, you know, this, I think he's a sergeant or something, with a bare face, it took me 45 minutes just to paint his face. So you can imagine how long it would take me to paint a whole army. So, but I'd be more than happy to do so, but just expect it to take a while. So I wouldn't rush myself, because if I rushed myself, I'd feel as though that I was rushing saying to just get the money at the end. And, you know, if you did buy anything from me, it would be a case of that you got it when I finished it. But I wouldn't like slack on it. I'd be on it all the time, with little breaks in between us to not burn out. But I would make sure that I painted everything to the best of my ability. So on that note, I'm coming up close to 10 minutes, I think. So I want to thank all of you for watching. I'm sorry that I haven't done a video, and I will do probably a response to this later after I've heard what people have said. And so just please tell me what you think. I'm sorry that I've rambled on a bit, but it's quite important to me, quite serious to me. And look for the pictures at the end. And well, that's it. So if you have been watching, goodbye.